Good evening, everyone. 602 here at Lee Middle and High School, 30 Greylock Street, for our Lee School Committee meeting. We are continuing to meet in a virtual meeting room for Governor Baker's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law 30A, Section 20. This meeting will take place virtually via Zoom or in person for those committee members and attendees choosing to access in the manner. And pursuant to that law, I'm hereby informing all attendees that the video and audio. First agenda item tonight is a pledge of allegiance, and we are joined by Lauren and Madeline and Violet. Got it, right? Time to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good work. Thank you all. Thanks. Yeah. Public schools is to ensure that students have the opportunity to develop social, civil, and critical thinking skills to thrive in an ever-changing world. Roll call.
Good thing, Mr. Aubin.
Here.
Ms. Cooper.
Here.
Ms. French.
Here.
Ms. Kishore.
Here.
Mr. Langlois.
Here.
And Mr. Nichols.
Here. Next is public input.
Great. Individuals are invited to address the committee regarding items on this evening's agenda at this time. Per policy, speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Issues raised will normally be referred to the administration or a subcommittee of the school committee. Anyone out in the crowd? No. Anyone on the street?
No.
Thanks. Moving right along to reports. We're going to start with the superintendent's updates.
Thank you very much. We are, as of the first, we had 636 students. That number actually fluctuated up and down 3 or 4 times between the first and today. I believe we may be up 1 from that number as of today, but we are pretty healthy. We do have some low numbers, obviously in K and 1. We were well aware of that, and we'll be graduating a small class this year. But we have continued to receive school choice interest right up through today to enroll students as early as kindergarten. So that's encouraging to some degree. And we can hopefully continue to bring people into the Lee Public Schools to keep our enrollment numbers healthy. Convocation and review. I know that not everybody was able to make it, but Jeff Riley did a really remarkable job, I thought, at convocation, providing some excellent ideas about what artificial intelligence can and will look like and how it will impact us as educators. The Eagle did look like it covered his presence at the Lennox convocation. But we were first. I just want to go on the record to say that. But his message was obviously similar in both of the communities. So if you read his article, you'll notice he talked about what options we have with the big wave of AI that's coming our way. We can bear our heads in the sand, we can drown, or we can try to surf the wave. And so that's a message that I think I have tried to promote to our staff is grab your surfboards and let's do this and make sure we can stay out in front of it. Really cool activity that he did about the accuracy of AI involving the use of M&Ms and trying to predict amongst us, what do you think? How many M&Ms do you think are in the bag? Which do you think is the greatest color or the most prominent color in the bag of M&Ms? How many are in there? What? And then asking ChatGPT to give us that answer and comparing our collective responses with what AI generated. And we were not, we didn't have the same answers. So we know that there are flaws. It is not 100% accurate, but it can provide a great resource for educators moving forward. I'm going to try to get some members of Jeff's team back at our March PD so that we can continue to talk about talk about this and be informed about the presence of AI in our world of education. We have a PD day coming up in a couple of weeks, this 26th. We're working on activities for staff. We've got restraint training that will be happening. There's a cool bicycle building activity that's going to take place through Cycle Kids. If you recall back last year, I announced we were one of a select few sites in Massachusetts that were awarded a grant. So Cycle Kids is going to come to the elementary school. They're going to bring a team. We're going to build 10 bikes. Those bikes are going to be part of a curriculum Cycle Kids uses. And then we will, we're questioning them whether we need to keep the bikes year after year, whether we could potentially raffle those bikes off to some families who might be in need of a bicycle for their own child or children. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. Year ahead, you know this, I'll continue to get bi-weekly reports, and I actually do appreciate one of the comments made by one of the candidates for the open school committee seat about maybe some additional presence in those newsletters about when meetings are happening, what the agendas look like. So I've taken note of that. Strategic Plan Committee has met and will continue to meet. And I don't know if Mr. Langlois has an update for the whole committee and committee reports or not, but I think we've made some good headway, and I think we'll be ready for approval by the December meeting. We will need to organize chairs for subcommittees, but we're going to need to reorganize again at the October meeting with the inclusion of our new school committee member. But I don't think that's going to be overcomplicate things. And then we're already looking at next year's budget. I know it's the beginning of September, but those conversations are already happening around being respectful and responsible in our budget preparations for FY27. Trying to be efficient with your time, because I know that you have been here already for quite a bit of time tonight, but I'll happy to answer any questions if anyone has them.
Thank you. Questions?
No, just I agree with you, Mr. Superintendent, about and what our candidate said about including maybe our meeting notifications within the the outreach that, as principals or as the superintendent, just so that parents and families are very much aware exactly when these meetings are happening.
For sure.
If they're already getting communication from the town or from us, they don't have to go like fishing and looking for meetings. There's a link involved. Click the link and go.
Right.
There's a list.
The website does, the
Yeah.
website.
On the website.
For
Right.
the whole year.
This would be emails that administrators are sending out to families of active students. So just one more way to reach out to, active families in the district. But yes, it is on the website, absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you.
LES report, we had our first fire drill on August 28th. It went well. We were out in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which is a little bit north of where we want to be. However, considering it was our first experience in the first drill for a lot of students and some staff, Chief Brown was not upset with our performance. Everyone is adjusting to the new schedule. You'll recall last year I was talking a lot about that. It is working well so far with the additional time on learning dedicated to the core areas. It's only going to prove to be helpful for us. Open house is coming up next week on Wednesday the 17th, 5:30 to 7 at the elementary school. School pictures will take place on Thursday this week. A big thank you to PTO. Again, one of the candidates mentioned their involvement. They have really been tremendous. Remember last year they made donations to clubs and activities at the elementary school. They continue to ask me for ways that they can be supportive of extracurricular needs of our staff and our students. So that's cool. And then Chris Britton isn't here any longer, but he and I are working with a gentleman in the community, Norbert Johansson, to talk about forestry, tree planting in the community. We're trying to find a way to acquire an acre of town land that we can slowly develop tree planting and make it an educational experience, but also a community experience where we can watch fast growing trees or faster growing trees over the years and work as the students get older in the grades, be able to mentor potentially younger students and what it looks like to be responsible to our environment. So it's kind of a cool experience, and Mr. Johansson is working to secure grant funding to be able to acquire the seedlings. And the town is working to identify the land that will be used. And that's all that I have for you today.
Fantastic. Thank you. Questions? No. The elementary. All right. Okay.
Start of the year was overall pretty smooth start here at LMHS. I would like to start by congratulating some of our recent graduates and current students who were recently named AP Scholars by the College Board. AP Scholar designation requires a score of 3 or higher on at least 3 AP exams. You can be an AP Scholar with honor if you have an average score of 3.25 on at least 4 exams. And you can be an AP Scholar with distinction if you have an average score of 3.5 on at least 5 exams. Last year's graduates who were named AP Scholars were Justice Chichester, Alyssa Hochter, Eva Lopez with honor, Kelly Molino with distinction, Tess Olander, Sophia Putton with honor, and Lillian Reynolds. And this year's current seniors who are already AP Scholars, Gianna Colello, Hunter Fosby, Isabella Hall, and Natalie Hall. Congratulations to them. That's a pretty high level of performance to reach to be named those AP Scholars. This year, in addition to our AP classes in seminar biology and AP Physics C, we're offering BCC concurrent enrollment classes in statistics, Spanish, English composition, and physics. And we are also for the first time offering concurrent enrollment classes through Southern New Hampshire University in US history, calculus, anatomy and physiology, and English literature. It will now be possible for students to graduate from LMHS if they take advantage of all college credit opportunities in school, essentially with a freshman year of college done in terms of credits. In that vein, I have a meeting set up in a couple of weeks with BCC to talk about officially being their next early college high school partner. There's a couple in the county that do this right now, and we're looking into what that would entail for us to receive that designation. Our athletic teams are off to a great start, with most teams having played games already, and football's first one coming up this Friday. The Shakespeare program will start in about 2 weeks. Next week's a recruitment week, and then they will start up. And other clubs such as the GSA Robotics and Middle School Art Club started this week. We're also currently doing signups for student council, academic teams, and unified basketball. Other clubs and organizations will be starting up soon as well. We're happy to once again be hosting BCC's adult ESL program 2 evenings a week here at LMHS. Also worth mentioning that for the first time since the pandemic, we'll also be hosting Dave's Driving School in person, as the state is now requiring driver's ed to return to in-person instruction starting in October. Our open house is next Thursday, September 18th from 6 to 7:30. We hope to see many families there. On Wednesday, September 24th, the guidance department will be hosting a college application workshop for seniors and their families at 6 o'clock here in the library. We're currently planning our annual middle school fall field trip, hiking at Beartown State Forest for Friday, October 10th, and also planning the induction ceremony for the National Honor Society Thursday, October 16th. The carpentry class is beginning to work on dugouts at the Maple Street baseball field. These were funded, if you recall, by donations when this committee named the field after Richard Lenfest. The funds that were collected were sufficient not only to pay for the new scoreboard out there, but also for the dugouts out of the field. And lastly, our theme this year at LMHS is Be a Wildcat, which sounds self-explanatory, but we define that a little further as work hard, be respectful, and be courageous. And we'll be developing this theme throughout this year and beyond. Thank you.
Any questions? Sounds like a great start in the school year. Well, school measure, yeah.
Greg, if you go with BCC, does Southern New Hampshire go away?
Not necessarily.
No, okay.
BCC has pretty strict about which classes they will accept the concurrent enrollment. In Southern New Hampshire, there's a different set of rules, so they kind of complement each other.
Great.
Any other questions? Special education?
We've been working hard to get, ourselves fully staffed, which we may be after today. We're just waiting on a couple of people to finish their, hiring paperwork, so hopefully within the next week, we will have everybody in the building. We're at about 132 students with special education, needs. That includes homeschooled, students that are outplaced, students that are here. That includes 3-year-olds all the way up to the age of 21. So we are building, our resources. We've been meeting as a department. We've been lucky enough, Mr. Richard has allowed us to do, a continuation of the PD that we were doing department-wide. We're focusing a lot on the new IEP format as it came out last year. I think everybody is feeling a lot more comfortable with it, so now we're kind of focusing on specific aspects of it. Accommodations and modifications and how to help get that information to all of the people in the school district that are working with particular students. We are working on our grants for the IDEA funding currently. That should be done by the end of the month. And we're just starting to set all of our annual IEPs and reevaluation meetings, so it's been a little bit busy. But I think we're off to a good start. As always, I like to put out to the community that we are always looking for substitutes for teachers and paraprofessionals and also for bus monitors and van monitors. So if there's anybody who's looking for full or part-time, we may have positions available. I have something now.
28% on some.
Not all of them count towards our percentage. The state percentage is counted, it's done through enrolled. So I don't have the number enrolled, so it would be less than, we're below the state average still.
That was. Thank you. Other questions? Lastly, facilities.
We had a great summer. The facilities, grounds, custodial teams did an incredible job. The place looked great and the rest of the community arrived. The surveyor started the work on the tennis courts and the geotechnical investigation is next in line. We needed a major repair to the HVAC unit above the CAD. We had a belt break, it got stuck in the pulley and it swung around and broke some pipes and destroyed some wires. So that will be completed tomorrow. And then we sent out the request for design services to replace the blacktop on campus and to remove the oil tank.
Questions?
I just have a comment. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just have a comment and it's a positive comment. My niece actually just transferred to the high school. And I have to say, one of her biggest comments was how clean and bright the school was. And like, that she was just so impressed with that, where she came
Thank you,
from,
you did a
so,
great job.
yeah, so. Like,
So nice. I don't have a question, if that's okay. I was just wondering, just never heard it before, maybe we missed it, or maybe this is like the whole group, maybe, I don't know if it falls under facilities. Does anyone ever like look at the cross-country course, you know, because I know we look at the football fields and soccer fields, but is there anything ever done as just someone who has ran it? Like, I don't know if that's something that we can like talk about in terms of, you know, making sure that it's just like pruned and ready for race day. It made me think of it because like their first race at home is on open house day. And I know last year there was like an issue with not having enough spray paint or something. So I just want to make sure if we could that, you know, the cross country is
Certainly, yeah, they usually let me know if there's an issue, so,
perfect.
we can go down and make a look, check and.
That would be wonderful. That would be so great. It just came up at one of our booster meetings and it made me like kind of think about.
I
Thanks,
love
that's
that
great.
my child, as his National Honor Society project, redid the cross-country trail. So if any kids want to go and do it as a project, might be a good.
Well,
Little
you know,
project.
I've also have heard it's a great team building activity
Yeah.
for the cross country
Right.
team. I just really, you know, like to be equitable in all the sports that
Yeah.
we're doing
Oh,
here and thought maybe, you know, just give it a little love and attention, just make sure it's, you know, roots are cleared and dead animals and it's just, you know, it just looks as beautiful as everything else does. I don't know, I haven't ran on it in a while, but
I haven't either.
Surprisingly, I have, actually, but this,
We'll absolutely take a look at it. We'll make sure that before the meeting.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Committee reports, that's starting with our finance subcommittee.
yep, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finance subcommittee met prior 2 meetings ago, so we, a little while ago. And there's been it's a mix up with our, notifications, so we were only able to review and approve one warrant, which was accounts payable, payroll. We reviewed and it's been pushed to this meeting, but, Mr. Jesner, accounts payable.
Sure. So we've had 2 warrants since our last meeting. Our warrant on 8/13 totaled $45,731.01. The top vendors for that warrant were Eversource, IXL, and Vista. And our second warrant was on August 27th, totaled $134,355.74. And the top vendors there are Branches, Q4, and Hillcrest. The total of the 2 warrants is $180,086.75.
And as previously said, we did review and approve this one.
Any motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable warrant in the total of $180,086.75.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? None.
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Ms. Kishore?
Yes.
Mr. Langwa?
Yes.
And Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
And we had 2 payroll warrants as well. And the total of the 2 payroll warrants is $424,485.14.
Any motion? And I'll say everything.
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll warrant in the total of $424,485.14.
I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we have a roll call, please.
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Ms. Kishore?
Yes.
Mr. Langwa?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols?
Abstain. And just as a sort of quick little thing here, Mr. Jesser did indicate that on both, or throughout our entire budget, we're doing very good. And we're on track and doing well, so great job, everybody.
Thank you. It is not on our subcommittee reports, but if the committee will give me 30 seconds to discuss strategic planning. We did meet back in May. We have a list of notes and priorities that came from that meeting. They've kind of been sorted and refined, and our next steps to bring that back to another subcommittee for final approval in terms of the next steps. What's obviously holding up that process at this point is our reorganization that we get to do again at our next meeting. So hopefully, superintendent indicated that she was a separate line.
I would, again, not on the agenda, but it is a bit time sensitive. We sort of held out on scheduling a Union 29 meeting. I don't imagine, although I don't want to be presumptive, that a new school committee member would be placed on Union 29, but we will need to get a Union 29 meeting together, A, to reorganize, and B, to do my evaluation from last school year so that it can be entered into EPIMS. So I'll work on scheduling that if the will of the committee. Again, I don't expect the new member would be on Union 29. That's not historical practice.
I thank you. I don't have any concerns about.
Okay.
Moving that forward.
And Tyringham has now filled their seat at the end of August, so there's now a full complement of members.
All right. Great. Any other committee updates? Juncture. Hearing none. All right. We have no old business. We have no new business. Our future business. It is our next school committee meeting, which is currently scheduled for Tuesday, October 14th, 5 PM still work for everyone? Fantastic. So I will, put a motion of adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
A second. Any discussion? Good.
Mr. Robin?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Mr. Short?
Yes.
Mr. Langwa?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
We are adjourned at 6:28.
Not a record.